Mounce, BBG, chapter 34, sentence 4. Hopefully you don't go very far in here before you realize you've already done most of this. And we're just going to pick it apart again, and I'll focus on hopefully the pieces that were missing the last time you did it, and sort of just graze over the other parts. Our fathers, of course, are the fathers of us. That's easy enough. The manna, but this is the actually accusative, and that should tell you because it's following ephagon, which is aorist from estheo, and again can be either third plural or first singular, but it's got to line up with our fathers, so therefore it's going to be third plural. And what is it that they ate? Of course, they ate the manna. Therefore, this has got to be accusative. So, with it being either way, and this could go either way, but it's governed by the one thing that is clear, and the only thing that is clear is that our fathers, definite article and main noun are nominative plural. So that's going to lead you to conclude that the ephagon's got to be a third plural. So our fathers ate the manna in the desert, and hopefully you remember eremo as in the desert, just as, and then here is periphrastic participle, and it's perfect and passive. All right, so you see the reduplication, you see that passive ending. All right, so as a completion of this, you got the helping verb from a me, so it is, and then having been written. And that's really kind of awkward in English. We normally don't say things like it is having been written. We would simply say it is written, but the idea is it was written down and it remains written. So that's technically what you want to remember here is that this is a periphrastic participle. That's the term you want to remember for a participle like this, following an a-me verb, where it completes the idea of the verb. So it is having been written, or in English you just say it is written. Okay, and then you can look here at arton, but again you're going to notice this new, so it's from artos, so it's got to be an article. So you probably want to jump down past that, past the prepositional phrase, and then jump to the verb and say, is there any subject in here? No. So what you're going to do is you're going to build that into the verb, of course, and what you see is it looks like an augment. It probably comes from didomi. Didomi as a me verb. When it's in the aorist, you've got the augment, and then you also have this kappa thing in there going on, because didomi is one of those things that's part of the group of kappa aorists. You may or may not remember. And what will help you separate that from the perfect, seeing a kappa and thinking that it's a perfect, number one is just simply knowing that it comes from didomi, which is a me verb, which functions very, very differently. But number two, you see an augment and you say, wait a minute, it's got an augment. It's not reduplication. It's simply an augment. So this is, again, is a kappa aorist, and as soon as you see the epsilon nu, you know that it's third singular, so it's he. And again, as an aorist active, third singular, so he gave bread from heaven, right, to them to eat. And in this case, epsilon iota nu tells you that it's an infinitive. Hopefully this first part of it, though, tells you that it comes from the aorist, and again, which would be ephagon, which comes from estheo. But if you think about ephagon minus the augment, remember that in the infinitive you lose the augment as well, just like in the subjunctive. So as soon as you see epsilon iota nu, you ought to think about infinitive, and then as soon as you see the stem and you know that it's aorist, it's an aorist infinitive. Easy enough. So you're just going to translate it to eat. So before we do it again, I'll go through the rest of the sentence. Therefore, Jesus, and here you do have a specified subject, said to them, truly, truly, I say to you, and how many times have you encountered that? Moses, and then look here, if you look at this particular animal, you see the kappa, so you say, well, wait a minute, I just saw this, I see a kappa aorist, but wait a minute, this one really does have real reduplication, but with an epsilon instead of an iota. That should tell you that this really is a perfect. It's a perfect active, and then this is third singular again, which lines up with Moses. So Moses has not given to us the bread from heaven. Okay, truly, truly, I say to you, or say to y'all, Moses has not given to us. I'm sorry, to y'all. I'm sorry. All right, that's my mistake. Truly, truly, I say to y'all, Moses has not given to y'all the bread from heaven, but my Father, okay, my Father gives to y'all the bread from heaven, the true bread, the true. So the true bread from heaven is the idea in terms of this whole clause put together. So the true bread from heaven. All right, so one more time we'll run through the whole thing. Our fathers ate the manna in the desert, just as it is having been written, or it is written, he gave bread from heaven to them to eat. Therefore Jesus said to them, truly, truly, I say to y'all, Moses has not given y'all or to y'all the bread from heaven, but my Father gives to y'all the true bread from heaven.